Hello everyone, welcome to Clarity 16.3.0 Feature Supportability Training. I am Ramakrishna. As part of this section, we will be talking about the enhancements to Staffing Workspace and investments timeline layout. As part of 16.3.0 release, we are introducing the functionality to display active investments in timeline layout with swimlanes and scenarios, to create targets in investments timeline layout, and to create targets in allocation or assignment timelines and staff grid. Why is this important? Investment timeline. Customers wanted to have the flexibility to view all investments in a timeline layout that will allow them to do bottom-up planning as required. This, along with the ability to group using swimlanes or swimlane groups and scenarios, provide a powerful view to the customers for quick reviews and plan as required. The other functionality, like investment timeline with targets, this would provide the user with the ability to create widgets and target widgets on multiple objects like investment and staffing objects. And the other functionality, like allocation or assignment timeline and staff grid with targets, here the user will be able to create target widgets along with scenarios on Staffing Workspace. This would provide the flexibility to set unique target values per scenario that helps the customers to view and analyze the data for a particular scenario and replan as required. Let us look at the functionality of investment timeline layout with swimlanes and scenarios. In Staffing Blueprint, investments is available as a module to be configured. Administrator can configure investment module for the user to access the investment timeline layout in Staffing Workspace. In investments timeline layout, data is filtered using default filters. Active is equal to yes and template is equal to no. Pagination is implemented and user can view up to 200 investments by default, and an option load more is available to load and view more investments. Count of investments being displayed is shown at the left bottom of the screen along with load more option. Every load more will fetch and display subsequent 200 investments on timeline layout. User can view all investments to which they have view or edit access. Investments timeline layout view options. User can use view options and set the periods to view the data associated with selected or entered periods, that is filtered data. Let us change the start period as 2021 and the end period as 2029. And we can view the data related to the periods that lie between 2021 and 2029. User can select the swimlane and swimlane group to display the data. Selection of a dynamic lookup attribute in swimlane or swimlane group will display only the swimlane or swimlane groups that have data. Let us select a dynamic lookup like manager as swimlane. Now, as we can see, all the swimlanes have data. we don't see any empty swim lanes. Selection of a static lookup attribute in swimlane or swimlane group will display all swim lanes or swimlane groups. Say for example, let us select work status as swimlane. Here we can see that data is available under request, under active, but under cancelled there are no investments. Still we display cancelled swim lane in static lookup attribute. User can use hide empty swim lanes to toggle and hide empty swim lanes. Say for example, when I toggled on hide empty swim lanes, cancelled swim lane is hidden. Sort. User can sort data by selecting an attribute from the list. Sort will work in a combination of swimlane group, schedule start date, and the selected attribute. When it is sorted by name, we can see that blue drive investment is being displayed under Cheryl Emosh under requested work status. Now let us change this to goal. We can see that claims portal is being displayed at the top under Emotional swim lane. User can select a pick list and color an investment using color by drop down. Here we have selected work status to color the investment. Badges. User can set up to 3 metrics by selecting attributes from the badges drop down. Here we have selected actual capital cost, and actual operating cost. These badge details can be seen on the investment timeline layout. These values are also aggregated. As we can see, Clark Patrick capital cost is 360.8K and operating cost 28K, and actual cost is an aggregation of these two values. So in this way, whatever metrics have been selected in badges will be displayed. We can see the badges and colors values in the legend. Hide empty swim lanes toggle. When the toggle is turned on, any swim lane without the items will be hidden from you. This also extends to swim lane groups, hiding groups that contain only empty swim lanes. Show agreements toggle either shows or hides the predecessor and successor relationship between the agreement owners as dotted line. We also introduced a tooltip on mouse over which would provide the information related to the predecessors and successors of an agreement on the investment. User can use show text overflow toggle to view the complete name of investments. In investment timeline layout, user can edit investments in both non-scenario mode, that is on live data, and scenario mode, that is investments in scenario. First, let us look at the changes that a user can make in non-scenario mode. We are in a non-scenario mode now. User can drag and drop an investment across the swim lane or swim lane group. User can restrict horizontal drag and drop of investment, that is If user wants to lock the start and end dates, then user can hold the shift key and drag and drop the investment vertically. So now let us make a change to the end date of an investment like lost device service. We can move the investment, that is change the start and finish dates of an investment through drag and drop. We can make changes or edit the investment information through details flyout. Now let us just change the idea priority to high. As we can see, the change that we have made on idea priority, that is moving it to high, is getting reflected here as we have set idea priority as one of the badges. An error message is displayed if the change is not an acceptable change. Example, a converted idea, if we try to move it to unapproved state, then an error message will be displayed. We only show the attributes that are unable to be visible in Staffing Workspace through administration, except financial attributes. Say for example, on object idea, for impact attribute, I uncheck the include toggle. Now when we move to staffing and try to filter on impact, we will not be able to see the attribute. Now let us look at the functionality of editing an investment in scenario mode. I am presently in a scenario with the name FY26 merger project plan, and only horizontal drag and drop is allowed in scenario mode. Even in details flyout, we can only edit the start date. When we get into a scenario mode, comparison is done with current data by default. Investment with dotted line representing real data is displayed while comparing scenarios. Investment with dotted line is not displayed while comparing scenario with none. Investment timeline layout events. In timeline layout, in view options, user can go to events tab, and in events tab we can see toggles to display today, to display key milestones. User can toggle on show today to see today details, and toggle on key milestones to see the key milestones on the investment. User can create custom events using manage investment events. For the demo purpose, I have created one custom event which is go live date, which is going to be represented by rocket. This can also be deleted if required. When we toggle on this particular custom event, it will get displayed on the respective investment. Let us look at the functionality of investment timeline widgets and target widgets. User can create widgets and target widgets in timeline layout, either on investment or staffing objects, by selecting the target object from target object dropdown. Let us look at some of the widgets that have been created. This is a widget that has been created with target object as investment. This is another widget with the title Investments by Manager with the target object as investment. That is, these two widgets are created with investment as target object. This is a widget created with target object as staffing. And all these three widgets are added so we can see them in timeline layout. Interactive filtering on widgets is honored on investment widgets. These two widgets, Investments by Manager and Investments by Goal, are investment widgets. That is, they are created with target object as investments. When we click on the bar like Grow the Business, you can see that the number of the investment by manager also changes. Say for example, when we click on Grow the Business, this would basically apply the filter even on Invest by Manager widget, and we can see the numbers changing. When we click on Grow the Business again, it unfilters. In this way, the interactive filtering is enabled on investment widgets, but the same change will not be reflected on staffing widgets. Say for example, if I click on the pie other on investment by role widget, this will not get applied anywhere. User can create target widgets on either investment or staffing objects in investment timeline layout. Click on new widget, target. Here we can select either investment or staffing and create a widget. This is a target widget created with staffing as target object, and the title of the widget is Allocation by Architects. We are filtering the data with the primary role Architect. Now we can add the target widget, and this widget will be available on investment timeline layout. We can edit the target, and this target would be associated with no scenario. User can set different target values on different scenarios. Now let us get into a scenario like FY26 merger project. As we can see, the target value is empty. We can edit and enter a target value for this particular scenario. Now when we exit and go into non-scenario mode, the target value that has been set in non-scenario mode will appear. In this way, a user can set different target values for different scenarios. Let us look at the functionality of creating target widgets on allocations and assignments timelines and staff grid in Staffing Workspace. User can create target widgets in allocation or assignments timeline or staff grid. Now let us look at a target widget created on allocation by resources timeline layout. This target widget is being created on role and on some allocation with primary role as QA. So this target widget basically will give us the information about the allocations on QA. Let us add this target widget, and we can see the target widget in allocations by resource timeline layout. Now we can edit and save the target widget. User can set different target values on different scenarios. Now let us select a scenario, FY26 merger project. As we can see, the target value is removed and we can enter a new target for this particular scenario. In this way, user can create target widgets on allocations and assignments or staff grid. This concludes the Staffing Workspace and Investment Timeline Layout section. Thank you.